Okay, so I'm a little bit more organized this week than I was last week, which is good. Organization is good. So yes, I have been here a week now, and I'm still in my apartment. Um, it's been an interesting week. First of all, because I'm a meteorological database, it was really sunny for the first, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days that I was here. Like, it was really nice. Like, everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's so unseasonably nice and so warm. Everybody keeps talking about how they need air conditioning. And I'm just like, ah ha ha ha. No, you don't need air conditioning. It's not hot here. Like, we'd get in the car, and the girl I'm working with would be like, oh my god, I'm dying. And I'm like, I'm warm. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Like, it's not hot. I'm sorry. And then I think it was on Thursday that it started raining. Like, it got really cloudy Wednesday night, and then it started raining, and it was raining really substantially yesterday. I walked into town, and it was like, this is rain. Obviously. But I have to walk. I'm on an island. I live on an island right now. I live on an island. It sounds really cute. And I walk across, I don't know, it's maybe like a tenth of a mile, quarter mile max, probably more like a tenth of a mile bridge to get into town. And it crosses like the ocean. So it was like windy and rainy. It was really cold. Yes, so that's the weather update. Yeah, my project isn't turning out to be what I had expected it to be, which I would like to say I have mixed feelings. Well, I have mixed feelings about it. Um, the biggest thing that's changed is that, um, so I'm working with a professor at UAF and one of her students, a master's student, and they're both super lovely. So, I really, and like the professor, I'm really hoping she'll end up being on my committee long term if I keep working in Alaska, or really do anything with fisheries since I can't really find anybody who does like Gulf fisheries. Um, so I really don't want to like burn her or burn any bridges or like do anything bad. So that's the reason I'm not like throwing a hissy fit. But they are also doing a project here, and they're interviewing fishermen about what they call the graying of the fleet, um, which is this idea that it's a lot of the fishermen here are older, like they're the baby boomer generation, and they've been fishing their whole lives, and they've seen a ton of change in the fishery. Like, it started like they were the first people to see privatization and quotas and like all of that. And so that's been really interesting to hear about that. But there are a lot of obstacles to younger people getting into fishing, so they're kind of studying that dynamic, and that's really cool. um, but a couple of things happened this week. Salmon season started like 4 days earlier than usual. It started on the 5th. And so that was like a big deal for everybody. Everybody was like panicking about the fact that they weren't ready. And so that was kind of not funny because it's like, it's their living. It's a really big deal. But it was like everybody was freaking out. So it was interesting. And then, so that happened. And then I think in part because the salmon fleet is gone. I think that's part of why this happened. But they are just really worried that people here are going to mix up their project and my project, or that people are going to get fatigued. And I totally respect both of those things. And like, I defer to them. Like, this is where they study. Um, so I totally defer to that. But I can't interview fishermen is the upshot. And again, I respect where they're coming from, and I get it, and like it's fine. But like 80% of the reason that I'm here is because we were trying to put me in a community where I could talk to fishermen and make sure that I got along with them and that I liked them and that like I could build rapport with them and all these things. And like, so I mean, the great news really is that I still get to help the master student with her project, and so um, I still get to like learn about how people fish here and like what's affecting them and all of that. So I mean, really, I don't have a lot to complain about because that is still in effect. But so now I'm talking to people, and I knew that this was maybe a group of people that I would end up talking to. So it's not a like gigantic change, but the tourism here is really based on the land. So people go hunting, so they hunt bear and goat and deer, and then sport fishing is a big thing, and whale watching is a big thing, and you know, hiking and kayaking and blah. So, I'm going to be talking to those people instead in my like live off the lander category. And it's great. I think it's going to be interesting still for sure. And it takes away some of the issues of like we have two fishing categories and then dairy farmers. So now we have a more diverse group across the board, which I think is good. But a lot of the people who do the the tourism live in really remote parts of the island. And A, I don't have a car, and B, a bunch of these places you actually have to get to by plane. And so I don't have the money for that in my budget. Like, it's just been an interesting week of like, okay, yeah, I can make this work. So I'm like calling these people and like their sat phones are like their reception is super shitty and like it's just interesting. It's not what I expected. And it's fine. Like everything's going fine and I'm adapting, but it's also like I'm having a really hard time being motivated to like get my interviews done. Like I want to get my interviews done. I do not want to have to email Amber and be like, I didn't get them all done. Ha. Like I so desperately do not want to have to send that email. It's not even funny. But there's nobody here who's making me get up every day, and like I don't even have to get up to let Sirius out. So it's just easy to like be like, I just want to sit in my house. Like it's gray outside. I'd rather just be where it's warm. So that's a little bit of a struggle. But I would say overall things are going really well. I got fewer interviews done this week than I'd hoped to, but I think I already have like 4 scheduled for next week, and I've just talked to more people, and I'm just like, I think I was sort of expecting, because like when they do the interviews for this study, when they do them abroad, they have like the students have like 1 or 2 days to get them done. And the thing is that the students only have to complete like 1 or 2 interviews. So it's not that bad. They don't have that many to do, but it's just sort of like, I'm trying to think of a good term that isn't offensive. It's just very like drop in, get them done, get out. Like there's no like there's no extensive rapport building. There's no like showing your face around town so people are used to you. Like that's what I feel like I'm doing a lot of, and I don't mind it. Like I like this town. I like these people. I can see myself being up here again next summer, or like I like Alaska. Like the mindset of most Alaskans is really similar to Northwesterners and to Coloradans. Like it's easy being here for me. It's sometimes kind of weird still, but like it's not totally jarring being here in terms of mindset. So it's not that I particularly mind. It's just sort of more like it's less interviewing than I'd hoped to do, and more like being like poking at people, which I hate doing. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. So, I'm trying to deal with that, which I think is the other reason that I'm like, I don't really want to leave my house. I don't want to have to, like, harass people. And I have to talk to people when they're at work. I'm like, if it were me at work, I'd be like, I'm busy, and then, like, forget about it. I don't know. So, anyway, that's pretty much what's going on here. I'm nicknaming this place the Bear Den, which is ironic because there are no bears on this island. Like, there are on Kodiak, but there aren't on this island. So anyway, yes, that's the update from the Bear Den, and yeah, that's it.